You see here? Hi guys and gals. Well, I guess I'd have to say that this is the life. Just finished being at a trade show in Geneva and coming back. I've taken a beer. Yeah, I am over there. You can probably see in the corner right over here. I've got my cell phone charging. I'm going to be reading a book on the tablet and just relax. It's an hour and a half back to home. Well, today I'm going to do actually, you can almost call it a tag. It's about first job. There was theloathlydaddy who made a video talking about his first job, and I'll talk about mine. Now, my first job, I was 15, and it was in a hardware store. So my dad, I wouldn't say he knew him very well, but we went to that hardware store regularly and probably asked the guy if he had any type of work. So he had me come in on Saturdays, well, Fridays, I guess, after work, from what I remember, after school, from what I remember, and Saturdays, doing odd-end jobs.
Le personnel d'accompagnement des CFF vous souhaite la bienvenue et un agréable voyage à bord de l'Interrégio à destination de Genève, Lausanne, Fribourg, Berne, Sursee, Lucerne. Prochain arrêt, Genève.
Okay, I'm back. The battery just died on me. So I was talking about my first job in a hardware store, working Fridays after school and Saturdays. Well, it was a fun job. I mean, I think it was probably an unofficial job. I don't remember getting a paycheck. I think it was paid cash for it, and doing odds and ends. First, I mean, like things like washing the boss's car. And then in the hardware store, well, there was a guy who was working with me. Well, put it mildly, was a jerk. And we did have, at least lunch was paid on Saturday. And I was down in the basement sorting out stovepipes. And the guy comes storming down, screaming at me, and telling me that I had stolen his wrench. Well, you don't need a wrench to sort out stovepipes. Anyway, he was going on about how I'd have to pay for it and this and that. Finally, I mean, yeah, it was down there near the stovepipes, but in a completely other corner of the room where Bozo had left it. Well, I mean, he never really excused himself, although he did kind of admit he could have maybe left it down there. Anyway, after 3 weeks, I got a phone call saying that he couldn't afford actually a student anymore. I was costing him a lot of money, or he was having a bad time with his business. Well, actually, he did sell it off not very long after that. So, in a way, I guess maybe things weren't going so good for him. Just a few weeks after that, I started working in a textile plant. This was a real job, so to say, with a paycheck. It was also Friday evenings and weekends and in the summer. So there, I've actually spoken about this job at one time. You know, I was doing the carding and different stuff like that, but also I was on the maintenance group doing odds and ends like painting machinery and stuff like that. And that was a lot of fun. I mean, we had, in the maintenance group, well, my dad was the foreman there, but that's why I didn't get any favors. No, because I wasn't always in the maintenance group. But when I was, there was there was three brothers there. There was, I won't give their family names, but there was Eldon, Clayton, and George. And Eldon's wife was, it'll come to me anyway. And because I remembered it just before this vlog. Anyway, so and the three brothers, they were kind of funny. They were just as different characters as can be for three siblings, and they didn't even really look all that much alike. But I got along Ellen or something like that. I get along very, very well with them. They were a blast at one times. Clayton was kind of a stick in the mud. He wasn't very funny, or he'd have like this wry little laugh every now and then. George was probably the family drunk. And Eldon was a great guy. He really was. He was a lot of fun. He was a big bear of a guy. Actually, if any of you guys are sub to Kelly, Elec R123, Eldon looked quite a bit like him. Yeah, a nice guy. So yeah, I mean, those are the things. I mean, I learned a lot in those jobs. Like I said, I talked about some of the jobs, cleaning up the machinery and the oil and stuff like that. And so I mean, in earlier vlogs, so I won't get into that now. So yeah, that was my first jobs. Yeah, and all through my studies. Later on, I paid my studies that way. I worked as a janitor. So yeah, cleaning up other people's manure, and also washing floors and things like that. So yeah, I have known at least once in my life what it is to work. So now actually I can see that he's going to be coming and checking our tickets any minute now, so I'm going to have to stop. So I'll be DC signing off. Take care in this work vlog.